Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going to go in for our first path in No Tomorrow. This is 7.4.6. This is the squad I'm going to use. We're going to go over to the left side. I'm recording this, commenting on this post play. I wasn't able to comment and record while I was playing. But yeah, this one has Paradox Knockdown. You're going to get a Paradox when you knock them down. You're going to get more power for Paradox. If you end in a light attack with the Entropic Generator, you will get rid of a Paradox charge. The Quantum Invasion makes them unblockable. When you have less than 3 of those Paradox, they're going to be fully unblockable at the very beginning of the fight until you get those charges built up. Power Alternator. So if you have more power than them every 15 seconds, they're going to basically steal and swap your power. And then Kinetic Instigator. That's going to allow you to gain power if you hit into their block, which is really key for kind of getting going here. So you can see I hit into the block. I was able to gain power, throw a special. That knockdown grants me a charge. And so as long as I don't end a combo in a light attack, which I think I do on this second combo after I throw this special, you won't lose any. So here we got 2, and I think on this next combo, if I remember right, I throw a light ender combo into the special. So I go from 2 to 3, right back down to 2. Yeah, there, or 2 to 1, and then right back up to 2. So you do get quite a bit of combat power rate with those Paradox charges, which can be beneficial. For Aegon, the main reason why I wanted to use Aegon is I wanted to get him built up to potentially use on the superior Kang boss, Kang, I don't know how you say it. I always say Kang because I feel like that's how I would say it if I was, speaking Korean. Yeah, I wanted him built and ramped up, and this lane actually is a really solid lane for doing that, because you can just spam special ones all day long, basically almost every single combo. And yeah, there's lots of hits, so you can get your hit counter up quite a bit, and the champs on this lane aren't that difficult to play, with their special ones, and just kind of, they throw a special one, you throw a special one, they throw a special one, you throw a special one. And I just basically ended up getting to the point where I was around 5 Paradox here, and I would go and do a full combo ending in a light to remove one of the Paradoxes, and then throw my special one to gain it back. And then you can just keep cycling pretty much the whole time. The power gain is nice. Now, as you can see, the power alternator will switch you every once in a while, but again, it's not that big of a deal. You can either hit into the block to gain some power, or just bait out their special and then just counter. So I'm going to let this one play out. We do end up with a pretty decent combo on this one. Diablo, not a difficult champ, and definitely a good spot to start building up Aegon. And I'll let this play out. I think I end up with 200 something combo finishing this one out. All right, we're finishing this one out. I probably should have just hit him, but I was trying to see if I could get another special off and get some more combo. But yeah, we got 200, was that 212? 217 combo. So that's pretty nice. My Aegon is not max Sig as a 6-star, but he's at Sig 160, so he gets like 65% or something like that combo. So let's see, we got, is that 140? See if I can make that bigger on my screen so I can see it. 149 or something like that. Yeah, 149. All right, so yeah, Gamora. Basically same strategy. It's just nice though that you start the fight with the paradox that you came out with, so they're not going to be unblockable, and then you're just going to see me end in a light combo, throw the special one, bait the special, end in a light combo, throw the special one. You can hit into the block if needed, you can parry if needed, and just keep spamming the special in. So this is a really good lane. I will let this one play out. We don't get nearly as much combo this time around because as Aegon gets built up, he's going to hit harder and harder. But we do end up banking a good chunk of combo for this fight as well. So yeah, we're just finishing up here. So that first Diablo fight, we got 217 combo. This one we got 163, so a little bit less just because he's built up. He's going to hit a little bit harder, more crits, more frequent crits. And yeah, so we get a nice combo on him. Now we're going to go into this Chavez fight. I'm going to go in with Torch on this one just because Chavez is just an annoying defender. And then with all the power gain that you're going to get, it's gonna get a bit crazy. We need to get 3 paradox to start off, and so she's gonna be fully unblockable. She is a champ that you can dash back and intercept. She's kind of like other champs are like Domino, Killmonger, a lot of the champs that have kind of like a short reach on their dash and medium. You can just dash back and counter, but you do want this girl to be throwing her special 1. Special 2 can be pretty deadly, particularly if she's got that negative zone up. It can be unblockable, and you know she's gonna be throwing special ones all day. So if she throws a heavy like she did and she gets that negative zone active, then it's gonna be quite annoying. We almost got to 3. Almost there. I think I did end up throwing a light attack that lost me a paradox there. We just do a dash back, special, intercept, and now we got 3 paradox, so now we can block. Of course, she goes into a heavy, being annoying as she is. She goes into another heavy. Like, dude, come on, just throw the special. And then it's just going to be a ton of specials. So you got to be really patient on this fight. I do end up taking quite a bit of chip damage. I'm trying to think if I got hit in this fight. Can't remember. But we do get the solo. Again, there she's throwing another heavy, and then when she has 2 of her dimensions and she tries to get the third and it's like the same one, she gets like another random one. So she got that utopian one. You don't want her to get the blue one, because that does like the reverb damage, kind of like you're fighting Killmonger. And yeah, you definitely do not want that active. So there's a lot of patience on this fight, a lot of power gain, a lot of specials. If I did have any recommendations, it would duel this girl and practice some special 2 evades, because you might need to push her to special 2. I think I do end up pushing her once, just because of the power and all that stuff. And it's just there's just a lot of power on both sides, and you want to be throwing your special. You can delay it and just have her steal your power as well. But you want to be ending combos, full combos, and light to bring down those paradox charges. Yeah, I'll let this one play out, and I'll see you at the end. Alright, we're kind of getting cornered, coming up on the end. We do push her to a special 2. That's fine. We're just going to block this. And that did quite a bit of damage, but kind of lost a lot of the power that was going on in that fight. And she's just going to melt the rest of it. And we get the solo, which is good. Ended up with 40% health. Not too bad. Definitely could be better if I was able to manage that. Had to take a little break. Went on a little walk with my family on Sunday, and then I'm going to hit up this red Goblin. So I'm coming back in, and we're just going to go and use Aegon again. We just need more combo. More combo, the better. Trying to get him at least 300 plus so that he can start getting those Furies. That's where he can get the really nice damage. The utility and everything after that comes, 500 to 1,000, but the damage that you want from him comes when he gets to 300 plus. So we already have the paradox coming into this fight, so he's not going to be unblockable. And then we're just going to apply the same strategy, get to our special 1, ending in a light combo, and then throw the special 1. That's going to basically lose a paradox and then gain a paradox at the same time, kind of keep us in that 4 to 5 to 6 paradox range, which is a pretty comfortable range to just keep getting special 1s off. Now, I think you really could, if you had champs that had stuns on their specials, you could really just stun lock champs. But for me, I just went this route because I did want to ramp up Aegon. But that is something to consider. Like if you have a champ that can stun on the special 1, you can pretty much do a full combo ending in a light, throw a special 1 or special 2 or whatever, stun them, and then basically do another full combo and be right back, and then ending in a light and then throwing your special is just going to keep your paradox charges static to where you're always going to be gaining that power. It's very consistent. But yeah, so I went this route, but that is something that you can consider taking if you have a champ that you feel like would be good on the boss, the Kong boss. would be solid to kind of use that strategy. Or if you just want to get through this lane quicker and more easily, definitely a stun lock team champ can work this one out. So I'll let this one finish up. Actually, it's going to finish up here, right here. So we're just going to get over another 100, which is going to be enough to get us and keep us in that fury range. So we're going to get quite a bit of damage. And we haven't gotten hit yet. A little bit of chip damage, but Aegon's a solid champ to ramp up for this lane for sure. Next up, I think there's a Mephisto, I think, is the next champ. Yeah, Mephisto, and that's what I brought Void for. Void's great for this one because he can get a lot of intimidating presence debuffs on Mephisto. He can get those petrifies on and shut down his power gain from the aura. And then when the power alternator kicks in, if you have the petrifies up and you have more power, he's going to try to steal it, but then it will just not happen. And so, if you have Fear of the Void up with petrifies, he's actually going to get drained. So it's pretty nice. You can get, I think I end up, my Void is only Sig 40 as a 6-star. Definitely a 5-star Void would be better and probably faster, but just with like the Fury from the 6 stars and just the extra health and all that stuff, just decided to bring in the 6-star. But you could probably even get triple Fear of the Void on the 5-star max Sig. With my 6-star, normally I can't get to double Fear of the Void. You have to be really aggressive, have to have some power gain and stuff. So, but with this one, because you have the power gain and you're just spamming special ones, I was able to get double Fear of the Void up. So you can get some pretty solid damage, pretty solid power control in this fight. And so yeah, this one goes really well. I'll let this one play out. We do get the solo. I think I end with close to full health. I get tagged right there. But yeah, this is a pretty easy fight to do with Void. Good option, good counter for Mephisto. Alright, so we're finishing him up. Void gets the solo. Pretty simple. Don't have to worry about too much crazy power gain. Just keep spamming special one. Mephisto will be able to throw a special one here or there. Yeah, it goes really well. So I'm going to go over into my inventory because I have a lot of the small refills. You can see all those small refills. I got those from opening up the 4-hour crystals when I was doing my Abyss run. So I went to go claim those so I can use some of those before it becomes problematic when they might start expiring. And we're going to move up to this Anti-Venom. So Anti-Venom, he does put those debuffs on you and can mess with your ability accuracy with like parrying and all that kind of stuff. We're going to go in with We're going to go in with Aegon. He's 300 plus. We're going to be able to shrug off the debuffs that he puts on. You can get willpower healing, but like you'd have to wait those out just because at the combo that I have, I'm pretty much going to be shrugging off with the tenacity from the combo that I have in play. So We're basically going to be applying the same strategy that I have on all the other fights. We have kind of 4 to 5 to 6 paradox charges. That's going to allow me to basically get to a special one in one combo generally. And so I can end in a light combo, light ender, remove a paradox, and then throw the special one, gain a paradox. And we're just going to keep doing that. And yeah, we're going to get another pretty clean solo on this. I think we take a little bit of chip damage at one point, but I think it's right at the end I get hit and I lose the combo that I was building up. But not the biggest deal. Mainly I was just looking to go into the boss fight with 300 plus, which is I've already got that. So I'll let this one play out and I'll see you at the end. Alright, we're coming up to the end here, and I'm gonna get tagged right there. Yeah, I had like almost 70 combo. We get some good damage off with those Furies up, but yeah, we're gonna kill this guy off with very, very little combo, just because I went in just a tad too early. Lost a little bit of health, you know, missed. I mean, if the combo was gonna be around 80, I lost, what, like 40 hits or something in the combo. Not the biggest deal, but we get through the path. We didn't use any items. That's great. So we're gonna move up. I took a little break before I jumped into this, and I believe I'm just going to skip. Yeah, I'm gonna skip swapping out champs. I probably should have thrown, or no, do I throw out Void? I'm trying to think. I'm looking through my champs. I'm trying to think if I swap somebody in or out. I think I swapped Void for Doom, maybe. I can't remember. Nope, I don't swap anybody. I probably should have. Void did not actually do well. So here I'm just gonna be looking through the nodes. If you're looking for a good video on how to deal with this guy and like get a good video on like some good gameplay of somebody actually doing it, this is not it. So this is my first run, and you know, to be honest, I never really had a great run on any of my paths. I used my whole team on all of them. While I felt that sometimes I kind of got the rhythm and everything down, and then I would just mess up. And on certain champs, you know, like if you use Human Torch, you know, his damage output is really reliant on you having a good, solid, consistent run with building up his smolders and whatnot. And if you have to restart, your damage output is fairly low. So here I'm just kind of going through reviewing. I'm gonna skip forward to the fight, but yeah, it doesn't get too pretty. I think I end up using, on this first run, I think I end up using 3 team revives and like 2 singles or something like that. So not a very good showing, but you know, first time in. I mean, you can watch videos on YouTube and everything like that, but until you actually get in it and start trying to get down the rhythm and the timing of your taps and swipes and whatnot, you know, you really can't practice it. So I'll jump in once we get started, or I'll fast forward through all this reading of the nodes. You can pause it if you want to see any of these, if you need reference to it. Alright, so we're just going to go in. I think we go in first with Void. I realized that he probably wasn't going to be doing a ton of damage. I think this is the one where like the first 2 phases are the ones where you want debuffs and unique debuffs to do damage. And so I was figuring that for these first, because he's got 4 phases, I figured that he would do decent for that. And to be honest, now I'm trying to think if it's buffs that you need for the phases. I honestly don't remember, and I honestly didn't really strategize around the phases. I just was throwing my champs at these guys because I just needed to be able to do all these counterattacks. So, but the main thing is there's 4 counterattacks, so you can intercept like that one. Oh yeah, and I get special 3 because I wasn't baiting his special, and I thought his special 3 was locked, but it isn't. His special 2 is locked in the first couple phases. So yeah, I was like, okay, that went really terribly. But yeah, so you can intercept to get a counterattack. You can counter a heavy. So all you have to do is bait his heavy and then retaliate. And it's got 3 hits. And you can retaliate on any of them. It's easiest to retaliate right away. But you can't retaliate on any of the hits. That third one is kind of a delayed blast. And I do get nuked quite a few times. On that one, you can counterattack a special attack, and then you can stun him. And as long as you don't repeat those motions twice in a row, so like I already just stunned him and then I stunned him again, I didn't try to counter because I'd get wrecked. You get passively stunned, then yeah, you're good to go. And then once you get 10 of those, then he gets wounded. And then you just try to do as much damage as you can. I think on this one I'm going to get to special 3 and activate acid burn. I manually activated acid burn because we had 10 poisons on him. And we're just got to be really aggressive. You know, if you do knockdowns, there's a number of times in these fights where I'd knock him down, and I'm trying to be so aggressive like that first hit whiffs. And, you know, you don't want to whiff anything because you want to get as much damage as you can. And iAbom, he didn't do all that great. He got like a 30% off, which off 1 wounded phase, basically I would need to do that 3 or more times. And yeah, so we're just going back, and you can either parry that counter attack special, or you can evade it. Ideal to evade it, unless you're trying to use like torch or something and build up the charges, because you know the blocks do add up, the block damage. And then I don't have the special one down, and there's so many special ones that I missed evading throughout this, and then I run into a few. Yeah, kind of frustrating. But you know, first run, I feel like the first run you just kind of got to get used to everything. But yeah, this is not good gameplay by any means. I think we get him in the final phase here with Kingpin. The one nice thing with Kingpin, you know, you can start doing those belly bumps and doing some pretty solid damage. And you can, and if he gets that overpower on, he can do some solid damage. But you gotta get to that wounded phase. I think I actually maybe get wrecked here. Yeah, just ugly. The one nice thing is even if you stink it up like I have been on this fight, those slipstream charges that you're getting, those little green icon things that I have 4 of right now, they carry over. So you know, if you stink it up, even though you got to like 9 or 8 or whatever, you start the next fight with that many, and then you just got to get the few to cap it off at 10. So yeah, so even if you are play like a scrub, like I am playing like a scrub, eventually you can get him down. Look at this terrible gameplay. And yeah, just don't repeat an action and you're good to go. So right now I can't stun him. And I get blasted by the special one. Again, yeah, no, so I didn't make it to the phase there. Just terrible. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna voice record over this, but this goes for another 25 minutes. I mean, it's pretty bad, and I'm just using like team revives. I'm not healing up. You know, I wish I had some health potions. I still have 2 Karinas left, and I need those to finish that. And I just felt like a 40% revive was gonna be enough for this. All right, so here we got Torch into the final phase, and I should have earlier on charged my heavy while I was pushing him over to the wall to make sure that my incinerates lasted longer, but I waited until I got to the wall, and we were so far over that, you know, I think it really killed a lot of the damage that I could have done. And so we only got, what was that, like 25% there, which isn't too good. Torch can do a lot more. Plus I started with like 7 or 8 slip streams, so I only had to do 2 counters, so like I didn't have very many smolders. And then I just keep being a scrub and I don't have that special one down. We're going with Aegon. I think we get this one through, I think, if I remember right, and we get some decent damage. We'll see. But yeah, and then through all these different stages, you know, he has like a regular speed, he's got a slow-mo speed, he's got a fast speed, and yeah, so there I'm just blocking because I'm just like, yeah, this is not going well. But I get all of those debuffs on. Oh, yeah, this one didn't go well at all. So there we go, full team down, and we only got halfway through the first phase. So we are 1/8 of the way through, and I'm like, that was not a good showing. But we do have a couple fairly decent runs, but nothing too pretty. So I'm gonna let this roll through. I will mark that I've used a team revive here, and then mark when I use other revives, just so that I can capture what I've used. But getting up to this point, I've used 2 revives through all of 7.4.1 through 7.4.5, and both of those revives were just because I was trying something that I thought would be fun and could work, but it just didn't end up working well on some of the bosses. So I mean, overall inexpensive to get here, and then just because I just can't quite seem to get this down soon enough, have to use a few revives. But I'm just gonna let this play out. If you guys want to watch my torment of getting wrecked by this guy, okay, here we go. So Aegon built up, he's doing that like max damage of, you know, like 20k per hit, which is really nice. Some of it falls off, but you know, he's doing pretty good damage, and we get him out of the first stage. Now he's gonna regen all the way back up, and then the second phase is basically just like the first. Can't repeat the same action that you've just done prior, and he's gonna start doing some slow motion stuff, so you gotta get that timing down, which takes me a minute to get adjusted because I just was doing the regular speed stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna let this play out until we get to the end of the next phase. Alright, we're finally finishing up on phase 2. And now this is where he goes into phase 3, where he has 2 prompts, and you cannot repeat 2 of those. So you can see those 2 gray icons, so you can like parry, and now I can't parry until I remove those. So I got an intercept, and I still can't parry, and I can't intercept. So I either need to do a special 1 counter or a heavy counter. And you can see that I was dumb. I threw the special 2, and it stunned him, and then I attacked him, and that's just the same as a parry stun. So if you have any chance to have stuns on specials and you happen to be throwing them in the build-up phase where we're trying to build up the slipstreams, you know, don't attack. Doesn't matter if it's a parry stun or if it's a stun from a special. But so here we've got a parry stun off, we got a counter attack from a heavy, we got an intercept, and now we can stun or special counter. So we're gonna get the special counter here, and now we can stun or heavy. So, you know, trying to keep track of which ones you can do. I mean, the green icons will tell you, but also you got to be just on the ball. Like here, I can do a heavy. I can't do a heavy or a stun, so I had to do an intercept or a special intercept or special counter, and yeah, I just got in the corner and I got wrecked. That heavy timing on that third blast, it got me number of times. So here we got 9 slipstream charges, get the intercept, so now we just got to go ham on this dude. And here we go. We got Aegon just beating this guy down. He's got some pretty solid damage ramped up. You know, he can hit that like 19k cap pretty easily. I don't know, as far as throwing the special 2, it seems like it's decent, but it's so slow. I think just throwing combos is better. Just looking back on this. And yeah, Aegon can do really well if you don't get hit in the face like that. But yeah, he does really well in that wounded phase. And then I'm gonna let this play out. I mess up a few times, have to team revive, and we'll get going into the last phase in just a minute. Alright, so check this out. We got him down to 2%. We just needed like one more hit, which was really terrible. You can do some damage, you know, in these phases. If you like hit into the block or throw off a special and stuff like that, he won't counter evade it. I get smacked by another special one. You know, I wish there was a way to practice some of this stuff without having to just like throw my items at it, but there's not right now, which is unfortunate. But here we get a full dex off, and we're trying to get back up to 10 charges. We get the heavy counter, so now we can't do a special or a heavy. We get an intercept. We can do a stun. And I get blasted again. I was trying to get that parry off, and I got cornered. And that third blast on that heavy, I think it got me every time. I don't know that I ever evaded that when I was ever in the corner. But we're gonna finish him off here with Void and get to that final phase. Yeah, we just needed one hit. So here we go. And as far as the rest of this goes, I think we end up dying with Void, and then with the whole team. Let me see who's left. Yeah, we have Torch and iBomb left. And I get a little bit of damage off of, I think, Torch's run. But then we just end up, instead of doing a team revive after this, we just throw a couple revives at Aegon, and we get him into the last wounded phase and put him out of his misery, put myself out of my misery. But I'll let this one play out till we get really close to the end. Alright, so this is going to be the last revive. So we've done 3 team revives and 2 single revives. These are a lot of the items that I got from the 10k unit deal. Or no, actually I haven't gotten the 10k unit deal yet because it's going to come up after this. But I got the Cav EQ offer this month for like the 2,900 units. And yeah, so here we're trying to burst him down, hopefully trying to get him killed on this cycle. I do throw another L2. I do think that's a mistake just because I feel like the animation is slower than just being able to get some combos off. I don't know, maybe that bleed was enough. But we don't finish him off. He's at 2%. Again, 2%. Just not enough. So I think maybe if I would have waited and thrown a special 3 and then came out of that, we would have been able to finish him off. So we do get the nice slow-mo decks. I will have to say the slow-mo stuff, it's pretty trippy, but it's really cool. But yeah, so we just got to build up five more charges. We can't parry, we can't counter a heavy, so we either have to intercept or bait a special. So here's a special, it's the fast one, we get that. And now we either need an intercept, there we got an intercept. We can heavy counter, boom, got it. So now we can stun or special counter. And we get the dex again. We're playing pretty well here. Starting to feel like I'm getting it down, but definitely took a while. And then here we go. He's wounded. And it goes like super slow-mo on the finish. And we get him down. So there we go. There's my first clear. Definitely not great, but you know, whatever. Sometimes you gotta use items to get through stuff, and that's what we needed to do to try to learn and try to get familiar with this. And then this one has 4 of the catalyst selectors, and I'm looking through here. I think I end up picking science just because I love my science champs and I got plenty of them that I want to rank up. And then we pick up all the extra rewards. Tons of tier 5 basic. Look at that, 56 stones, a nexus, an awakening, 6-star awakening gem, 2 to 3 rank up gem, more 6 stones, rank up gem. I mean, a little bit of everything. And then boom, here is the offer. So I was looking at this offer, and I want this. So you can either get 1.5 tier 3 alpha and tier 6 basic, plus the revives, the health potions, the refills, or you can get 3 tier 3 alphas or 3 tier 6 basic. I'm gonna go for the split because I think that is the best value right now. But like, I don't know, if somehow you had a really uneven number of tier 3 alpha or tier 6 basic, then I guess it would make sense to go and not split it. But I backed out simply because I wanted to go and claim everything from my stash. So I just had used a bunch of team revives and regular revives, and I wanted to make sure that I claimed for my stash before I started putting these in. So those go into the overflow and give me a little bit more time. So keep that in mind. You can back out. You got like 24 hours to buy that. And now you can see my items. I have 2 tier 6 basic and almost 2 tier 3 alpha. So we're getting there. And I'll get all these other paths out here soon. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this helps some. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.